Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing amazing. So in today's video, I am so excited for this because I thought I'd bring you along on one of my glute workouts. I know I post a lot of glute workouts and workouts in general on my Instagram and TikTok, but I really just wanted to take the time to actually take you through an entire workout, give you as much information as I can in terms of progressive overload, workout structure, exercise selection, form tips, all of that good stuff packed into this one video. And I also want to make it as simple as possible for you guys to follow along and understand so that you can take this information and create the perfect glute workout for yourself so that you can grow some immaculate glutes, because that is what we all want. So this workout that I'm going to take you through is my holy grail glute workout. Every single glute workout that I do, I will follow along this same structure. I will just change up certain variations of exercises each time, but for the most part it is the same exact structure. You will see in this workout I do keep everything super basic. I don't usually tend to do supersets at all. I used to do lots of supersets until in my opinion, I feel like supersets hold me back from making the most gains that I can, just because supersets obviously fatigue you more and could restrict you from lifting as heavy as you can. For example, if you're going to superset hip thrust with RDLs, by the time you finish your RDLs, your glutes will be so fatigued that in your next set for your hip thrusts, you probably won't be able to lift as heavy as you could if you were doing hip thrusts on their own, if that makes sense. So I do supersets every now and then, but it will be the very last exercise and it will kind of be like a burnout finisher. Or I'll do something I've been loving lately is doing bodyweight drop sets at the end of my workout as like a finisher. So for example, if I'm doing dumbbell squats as my last exercise, I will do 10 reps with a dumbbell and then I'll drop the weight and I'll probably go to failure with just bodyweight squats. So I'm really excited to take you through this. It's actually winter here in New Zealand, so it is growing season, and I am on a mission to grow the juiciest glutes that I can, just because I have a very exciting announcement that I can't wait to share with you guys, but it may or may not involve me going somewhere very warm for a long period of time. I mean, I feel like I just gave it away, but I'm wanting to grow the juiciest glutes for that. And yeah, so follow along with me on this glute growing journey. I know we're all on the same kind of journey, all of us girls. Oh, another thing I want to mention is that I actually bought mics just for this, but I took them over to Melbourne with me and I left them there. So I will be getting those back soon, but in the meantime, I am just going to do my best to talk to you guys in between sets, and also I'll do a voiceover during the exercises explaining form tips and all that good stuff that you need to know. So yeah, let's go. Okay guys, so before we get into the workout, you always want to make sure that you are starting with a dynamic warm-up, especially if you're planning on lifting heavy during your workout. You cannot skip this step, it is so important. This is basically just going to increase blood flow as well as mobilize and warm up your joints and muscles ready for your workout. And listen, this doesn't need to be anything extreme. You don't need to spend anything longer than 10 minutes on this. I only spend about 5 minutes doing this. So you basically just want to focus on any problematic areas that you might have and choose dynamic stretches that are going to be based around that. So for me, it's my hips. I like to choose dynamic stretches that are going to open up my hips and just really mobilize them and warm them up ready for my workout. And I won't do a certain amount of reps or seconds for each of these stretches. I'll kind of just do them until I know it feels right and mobile enough, and then move on to the next stretch. Once you move into your workout, the best way to warm up for each exercise is by doing 1 or 2 warm-up sets before moving into your working sets. Okay, so first exercise we have is a hip thrust. I will always start any glute day with a hip thrust, mainly because it is obviously the best glute building exercise, but also because it is the one exercise that I can actually lift the most weight, so I do want to get it done first. When structuring my glute workouts, I'll always start with 2 compound lifts, one that works the glutes in the shortened position and one that works them in the lengthened position. Compound exercises are exercises that use multiple muscle groups and usually require the most energy, so you want to get them done at the start of your workout. Okay, so before moving into my first working set of hip thrusts, I actually did 2 warm-up sets, one at 60 kgs and another one at 100 kgs. For my working sets, I usually try to aim for about 6 to 8 reps, lifting as heavy as I can but without sacrificing my form. So in this workout, in my first working set, I did 8 reps at 140. That felt really good, so I decided to increase the weight to 150 and I managed another 8 reps. So then in my final working set, I increased the weight to 160 and I only managed 6 reps. Keeping track of the weights that you use as well as the reps is super important for progressive overload, just because it kind of gives you like a ballpark of what you want to hit for the following week, and you want to aim to either increase the weight or the reps. Okay, so just a few tips for performing a hip thrust. You really want to make sure that your knees are at a 90-degree angle. If your feet are too far forward, they're going to target your hamstrings, and if they're too far back, they're going to target more quads. You also want to make sure you keep your chin tucked and you're looking forward at all times. And you also want to make sure you keep a neutral spine. Please do not arch your back on the way down, as this is going to target more back rather than your glutes. Okay, so next exercise we have is a Smith machine RDL, and this is going to be working the glutes in their most lengthened position. Before getting into this first working set, I did one warm-up set at about 40 kilos, just to really get a feel for the movement pattern as well as focusing strictly on form and mind-to-muscle connection. Okay, so I just did my first working set and I did 8 reps, and I'm going to stick to this weight because it feels good. I feel like if I lift any heavier, I'll be sacrificing my form, and I just want to work in that 8 to 10 rep range, so that's what I'm going to stick to. Also, if you don't have wrist straps, then I highly recommend getting some because your grip strength is a lot weaker than your legs, so it may be holding you back from lifting heavier. Mine are from DFYNE. So I'm just going to do 2 more working sets at the same weight. Also, I don't know how fuzzy this is, but I forgot to show you my outfit. So I'm wearing the Impact set in Slate grey. I feel like this colour is such a staple. And then this is the Origin Zippy in, it's white, obviously. And I love this fit. I literally have been living in these Zippies since they came out because they just make every outfit look amazing. And then obviously just Converse always for leg day. Okay, let's get back to it. RDLs are an exercise that can be quite hard to navigate in terms of form as well as feeling them in your glutes rather than your back. So here are a few form tips that might help. As this is a hip hinge movement, the main cue you want to think about is pushing your hips backwards while also keeping a neutral spine. Once you can't push your hips back any further, that's when you've hit your full range of motion. As soon as you go past this point, you will start to load your lower back instead of your glutes, and this might be a reason why you are feeling your lower back. The barbell or the dumbbells should be tracking straight down your legs instead of out in front of you, and you want to keep a slight bend in the knee to target more glutes. Okay, so next exercise we're doing is a unilateral exercise, so single leg movement. For this, I'm doing cable step-ups because in my opinion, I feel like they are one of the best, if not the best, single leg exercise for the glutes. And if you get it right, then the connection and the burn is crazy. When I first started doing these, I didn't feel them in my glutes at all. Like I felt them mostly in my quads, but I'm going to share a few cues that have helped me discover and figure out the glute connection. Mind-to-muscle connection is everything, and once you feel it, I promise you, your glute gains are going to go through the roof. Okay, so to make this movement more glute focused, you want to maximize hip flexion and minimize knee flexion. This is done by pushing your hips backwards and making sure that your front knee doesn't go over your front foot, as that's going to target more quads. Your back foot should only lightly be touching the ground, and this is going to make sure that your glutes are doing all of the work. Slightly lean forward and make sure that this movement is slow and controlled. Okay, so now that this is done, I'm going to finish off the workout with 2 isolation exercises. I'm going to do cable kickbacks and then finish off with hamstring curls. So we're going to be isolating the glutes in kickbacks, and then we're going to be isolating the hamstrings in hamstring curls. And I had to change headphones because mine died. So that's just great. Thank God Jaden had his in my bag. So cable kickbacks are an exercise where I keep the weight relatively light and just aim for higher reps, taking it close to failure, just because once the movement becomes too heavy, it is extremely hard to keep good form. So I'll usually do these for about 2 to 3 sets of 12 reps, and I'll add like a little pause at the end of each rep. You want to keep a more upright position when doing these, and make sure that you don't arch your back as you kick your leg out. And for our final exercise, we have hamstring curls, which never seem to get easier for me for some reason. So because this is my final exercise, I decided to do 2 sets and I took them to failure. Once I hit failure, I did half reps until I couldn't do any more. If you guys haven't tried this before, then I highly recommend you try it as your last exercise for the day, because I don't know, it's the best way to finish a workout in my opinion. Hi guys, so I just finished my workout. That was genuinely one of the best workouts that I've had in so long. For those last 2 exercises, so usually, depending on time and also how I'm feeling, I will either do 1 or 2 isolation exercises, but today I was feeling so good, so I did 2 isolation exercises, as you would have seen, and I just did 2 sets of each, so it wasn't too much volume. And you would have seen, but at the end of the hamstring curls, I went to failure, and then I did half reps until I literally couldn't do any more, as you would have seen. So that's another kind of thing you can add into your workout on your last exercise, which I like doing. I love ending the workout with like some type of like burn, like a finisher as people call it. And so yeah, adding in half reps, drop sets, supersets, whatever it is, just to add a bit of intensity. I don't know, it just makes you feel good at the end of your workout, you know what I mean? So I don't know, nothing feels better than hitting a leg day, and I don't know, even if you have like an average workout, I feel like you'll still feel amazing afterwards, just because of the endorphins and I don't know, the amount of effort that it takes to put in for a leg day. It's just so rewarding. I don't know, I just feel so like empowered and strong from it. So yeah, I'm on a endorphin high right now, and I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed this workout, and let me know if you give it a try. But yeah, I hope you guys can take this information and create your own perfect glute workout. I'm going to end the video here. If you guys want to see more workout videos, please comment down below which workout you want to see, or if you have any other video ideas for me that you want to see. And I will catch you in my next video.